Since you're writing your writer's narrative tomorrow in class and it's a timed writing piece, I thought we'd take a look at an exemplary model. Here's an example from a portfolio that was included in last year's submissions, and I think this writer's narrative really does a great job at not only introducing the pieces that are included in the portfolio, but also talking about the writer's experience writing those pieces and how far he or she has come. So the first thing that the writer does that you'll notice right at the top is that they title their piece, "What a Long, Strange Trip It's Been." You already get a sense of the piece and the writer's tone. It's kind of witty, funny, and you know that they're going to talk about the process of sophomore year English. Then in this intro paragraph, we have the writer's clear use of voice. You really get a sense of who this writer is, their personality, but they also introduce you to what they are going to talk about in the writer's narrative. So let's just read the intro. Well, here we are at the end of my sophomore year, just a few weeks short of being done with half of my high school career. It has been quite the experience in Mr. McAteer's class this year. He has introduced and helped me with many new ideas. We've got all kinds of fun things to talk about, like my pieces that I submitted, how I read better now, and how there is no reason for that middle school formulated essay thing. So we have a concise intro here. They introduce you to the topics that will be included in the writer's narrative, and they also have a clear sense of who they are. Moving on to the first body paragraph, they continue with their excellent use of voice, but they also introduce you to their first submission in their portfolio, their thesis essay. So let's read this. So onto those nice and well-written pieces that I so kindly submitted for my portfolio here. So there's a transition there from the intro. Let's start with the one that I was most proud of when I finished my thesis essay on Cry the Beloved Country. I started with my draft, and to put it mildly, it was an absolute mess. So they start their discussion of their essay with where it started, that seed piece. I didn't know what I was writing about because my thesis was so vague. I felt like I was under a heavy blanket in the middle of a bad dream, thrashing around in vain. I mean, I had done all right with my thesis essay earlier in the year, with the essay I wrote for A Tale of Two Cities, but I really just had nowhere to go with it. So naturally, after making that pledge to Mr. McAteer to do better studenting second semester, I made an appointment with him for one of my frees. I worked with him during that time and got my stuff in order so that I had a nice outline to go off of, focusing on a line of inquiry that got it done. Like the good student I am, I didn't touch my essay for 3 weeks until the night before it was due, and then I went through the book finding the necessary quotes to put in and wrote my entire essay. Overall, I was really happy with it, and I think it was really easy to write and enjoyed writing it because, well, I wrote about something I cared about. So the writer does a few things here. They tell you about the process of writing this essay, and they're honest about it. You know, the student met with Mr. McAteer, had a great outline, but then didn't touch it for 3 weeks and wrote it the night before. You can be honest in your writer's narrative. I just want to see an actual discussion of the writing process. The next body paragraphs are about the research essay. You can see that right there. Moving right along, there's a nice transition. And then he or she moves on to the personal essay. So they talk about the process of writing that. They acknowledge here that there's only 11 minutes to go, so you know that you're going to feel the pressure to write this and get it done. So be prepared tomorrow with your outline. Have a good sense of the voice you want to use, but don't forget to include information on all of the portfolio pieces that you are including. Best of luck tomorrow, and please email me or Facebook message me with any questions.